Hello, my name is Kai Wazowski, and today I will be talking about the relationship between Miranda versus Arizona. Here's the outline of my speech. Now to my first point. What is the Fifth Amendment? The Fifth Amendment was added to the Constitution in 1791. According to Cornell Law School, the Fifth Amendment creates a number of rights relevant to both criminal and civil legal proceedings. If you are in a criminal case, the Fifth Amendment protects the right to a grand jury, double jeopardy, and self-incrimination. On a grand jury, there are 12 to 23 juries, and they are selected by random. The Fifth Amendment applies to all different types of cases in courts, except Supreme Court cases. The Fifth Amendment protects the right to not speak. However, you cannot plead the Fifth when you are in the army acting as a soldier during a time of war. Now to my second point. What is the story behind Miranda versus Arizona, and what caused the case? According to Aussie.org, on March 13, 1963, Ernesto Miranda was arrested in his house and brought to the police station where he was questioned by police officers in connection with a kidnapping, rape, and robbery. At the police station, Miranda was questioned for 2 hours straight, in which the police got a written confession from Miranda and an oral confession. Miranda had not finished ninth grade at the time and has had mental problems in the past. The confessions were used during Miranda's trial, despite the defense attorneys not allowing it and the police officers not informing Miranda of his rights during the questioning back at the police station. Miranda was found guilty by the jury and sentenced to 20 to 30 years. Miranda appealed, and the Supreme Court of Arizona accepted his appeal to release, but said his rights weren't violated because he didn't ask for a lawyer. 3 years later, Miranda appealed to the Supreme Court. The thing that prompted the case to continue was Miranda appealing and trying to make everyone see that his rights were being violated. Now to my third point. What was the result of Miranda versus Arizona, and who did the Supreme Court rule in favor of? The Supreme Court looked at Miranda's case in 1966. The Supreme Court ended up ruling in favor of Miranda, with the results being 5-4 with Chief Justice Earl Warren. The Supreme Court ruled that Miranda's confession at the police station in Arizona could not be used as evidence because the police officer failed to inform Miranda of his right to an attorney and self-incrimination. According to the Fifth Amendment, police officers are required to inform people who are about to be arrested of their rights. The Supreme Court also said that the right to self-incrimination and a lawyer is a fundamental right. The Supreme Court created the Miranda rights, or the Miranda warning, to protect those fundamental rights and inform people of them. Police are required by law to recite the Miranda warning while arresting someone. The Miranda warning goes, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you can say will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you can't afford one, you will be appointed one. Now to my fourth point, a subsequent case that followed Miranda versus Arizona. A subsequent case that followed Miranda versus Arizona was Virginia versus New York. Michael Virginia was arrested for robbing a dress shop and a murder. Just like Miranda, Michael was taken to the police station in question where he had a confession without being informed of his rights and being given a lawyer. He was sentenced to 30 to 60 years in prison. Virginia appealed to the Supreme Court and ruled in favor of him and said that he was not informed of his rights. The Supreme Court grouped together Miranda versus Arizona with Virginia versus New York, Westover versus United States, and California versus Stewart because they all reviewed police actions and words. Now to my fifth point, the Supreme Court interpretation and ruling effect of Miranda versus Arizona. I believe that the Supreme Court used literalism to interpret the amendment. Literalism gives each word, phrase, and clause its basic meaning. Also, literalism makes a law certain and reliable. Basically, the law will always be a source of help, information, or anything else for people to use. The Supreme Court looked at the Fifth Amendment and saw that in Miranda versus Arizona, was not told his rights by the police like he should have been. The information also helped form the reason why they ruled in favor of Miranda. The Supreme Court ruling in Miranda versus Arizona enhanced the freedoms guaranteed in the Fifth Amendment because it created the Miranda warning, which informs everyone about the rights guaranteed by the Fifth Amendment. It protects people from saying something dumb and getting themselves arrested because of it. Now to my sixth point. What is the importance of the Fifth Amendment and Miranda versus Arizona? The Fifth Amendment protects you from self-incrimination. Basically, it allows you not to say something or answer something that will send you to jail. This is very important because if you're about to say something that will send you to jail, you can say, I plead the Fifth and protect yourself from saying anything else that will send you to jail and increase your sentence. The case Miranda versus Arizona enhances the Fifth Amendment, like I have stated before. It has also caused all defendant statements to be useless unless the defendant has been informed that he/she can say something that will cause him to be sent to jail. It also created the Miranda warning, like I have stated before. The Miranda warning informed the people that of their rights and what can happen. Thank you for listening to my speech. I hope you learned something about the Miranda versus Arizona and the Fifth Amendment. Thank you.